Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Prophecy Montana. My name is Kerry Martin. Um, if you guys would like to support my channel, you can do so by hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing my videos. Anyways, I'd just like to break right into this here. We're going to pull up Supreme Court unanimously declares breaking news. Breaking news. Supreme Court unanimously declares National Sunday Law constitutional. In these last days, the nation of the world, just reading here from the screen, the nations of the world have either dormant Sunday laws deep in their local systems, or they are making new Sunday laws. When the time will come that these laws will become enforced, which is now in the near future, you will be compelled by law to keep the Sunday as the day of rest, the fulfillment of the mark of the beast. All right, according to this website, and I tend to agree with it. All right, so blue laws. Let's check out blue laws real quick. If you guys are unfamiliar with the blue law, they are laws, according to Wikipedia here, that also known as Sunday laws, are laws designed to restrict or ban some or all Sunday activities for religious or secular reasons, particularly to promote the observance of a day of worship or rest. Blue laws may also restrict shopping or ban the sale of certain items on specific days, most often on Sundays. In the Western world, blue laws are enforced in parts of the United States and Canada, as well as some foreign European countries, particularly in Austria, Germany, Switzerland, and Norway, keeping many stores closed on Sundays. All right, so far it's just been an institutional day, a day where places of businesses have obviously been enforcing it. I have read in some sources where it talks about actual civil enforcement of these laws, and it's interesting what they use as enforcement, namely the preventing of buying and selling and such. Here we have the HSBC Bank in the UK. I guess the HSBC is a branch in Wales. Bank says it can withdraw accounts from people who refuse to wear masks. HSBC has threatened to close accounts of anyone who refuses to wear a mask at its UK branches. The bank, which also owns First Direct and Marks and Spencer Bank, says some customers have failed to cover up their faces or observe social distancing during the pandemic. In a strongly worded statement, the bank has now threatened to take the accounts of anyone who puts themselves or their colleagues at risk. All right, this is the issue that we're facing today. And, even in the state of Montana, our former governor, he imposed some mask directives, which he ordered all the stores to enforce, which I find interesting because the local law enforcement would not enforce it. In fact, the directive, a directive, according to law, is null and void if it does not become law within 30 days. And so imagine you're law enforcement and you are being told to enforce these things with, but you have no law to back it up in court. So there's essentially no way to enforce it without the law, I guess is what I'm trying to drive at. Now, we had mentioned this document prior. It's Laudato Si. This came out in like December or something, I believe. Anyways, you can read through this document, and the Pope himself put forth this encyclical, and he states, John Paul, the predecessor Benedict, there, and anyways, if you read through this thing, it talks about a day of rest as well, and this day of rest would be to, for of course climate change, because here we go, pollution and climate change. Some forms of pollution are part of people's daily experience. Exposure to atmospheric pollutants produces a broad spectrum of health hazards. These are all very true. Now, the idea is they close down one day a week, and that would reduce the pollutions. That, of course, it's quite observable, according to them and their sources, that because of the pandemic and the lockdowns, that there's less pollution. They can actually see the bright blue skies again. And so they're proposing that a whole day be set aside for the observance of well, it's going to be Sunday. Sunday is going to be the day that they're going to set aside. And anyways, they address so many things on this Laudato Si. It's global inequality. It's pretty much the liberal agenda, the socialist agenda here, the weak responses. Some countries are gradually making significant progress, developing more effective controls and working to combat corruption. People may well have a growing ecological sensitivity, but it has not succeeded in changing their harmful habits of consumption, which rather than decreasing, appear to be growing all the more. A simple example is the increasing use of power or air conditioning. I mean, this goes on and on. The markets which immediately benefit from sales stimulate ever greater demand. An outsider looking at our world would be amazed at such behavior, which at times appears self-destructive. And it goes on and on. Variety of opinions, the gospel of creation. And of course, this is slighted. This is their version of creation, their version of how things should go according to God. God teaches, I will guarantee you in the Bible, God teaches freedom of conscience. And this is what the Protestant reformers, so many of them, gave their lives to show to others that freedom of conscience is the most important quality, the most important thing that God gives us. The ability to choose, and we can never forget that. I mean, he gives us the ability to reject him. So what kind of, whereas Lucifer, Satan's method is to force people to worship him, and that's the difference. That's the difference between the two. God gives us a free choice. Satan takes it away. And so, yeah, I find this quite interesting, how all this is kind of summing up here. But with the National Sunday Law and the Supreme Court now unanimously declares it being constitutional and therefore enforceable. So don't be surprised that when these things are imposed upon you, that you are not faced with a dilemma if you so choose to keep the Sabbath, because that's what this is all about. Although the great conflict between the observance of Sunday or Sabbath is still ahead of us, which seeds being sown every day towards the great conflict, your decision as to whom you will trust and obey must be taken away. God has been gracious to give us all the facts that we need to put our faith on the side of truth in the seventh-day Sabbath. Saturday is the day God has chosen for holy use, while he commanded that it in the other 6, including Sunday, the first day, we shall work. That's God's law, and the Sunday law is man's version of it. Anyways, folks, we'll just wrap this up, and thanks for listening. Again, if you'd like to support the channel, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Please share these videos with other people as well, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much.